Oni pada seni awon manwemu wo wiase ha. Asamo to nyonko na to baby ankemfa ho. Menso metene baby anka mepema yeden. Nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade bo nipa bata nipa ho. Obi ada na nyonko. Yesu ansu ane irasio. Obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman. Wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma. Obi anani koso ni ja. Obrechi ni kukodu fo eja wo mu anku ni maba. Agurana na wiri kwaba akasa no makasa French mbobie na no awoboajo asana na ho febia wani bono so awira cheche okwane ne bane na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bi eja wo mu anamidi asem asa chiri na no mpa no asem eja wo mu asoma bi aba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni nsa woso eni je ni agrewo afe wunua bi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwanso akire ne kwampa no biasam yo biasmo Oni pada seni awon manwemu wo wiase ha asamo to nyonko na to baby ankemfa ho menso metene baby anka mepema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade bo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu ansu ane irasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwana ni kosi na fo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma obi anani
Checking your very, very good. Now, a boy we moisturize with nippediano skin, no? A toss with ye pa. I don't pay with your bar, with your bema, open so windy and a casa de mania. Chocho skin toner, and there's a show mount, sir. Chocho bar, they will drama into say, and they waposo. But your baby, I would pains in the yard. And your pain relief, Kessben. You're being and it's afraid
of the government decision to withdraw the police case. The Attorney General most bizarrely attacked the integrity of a retired justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Clement Onyenga, and the Honorable Chief Justice, albeit unjustifiably. Dr. Ayeni claimed that a perjury application filed by Dr. Stephen Opuni against a witness was not heard by Justice Onyenga, and that, in his words, this is most unacceptable. Regrettably, this is another falsehood, Dr. Ayeni's press statement. The trial court ruled on the application. The applicant proceeded to the Court of Appeal by filing a notice of appeal. I repeat that the tendency of an Attorney General to make untruthful allegations against the prosecuting team and judges sitting on cases being prosecuted by his office is highly unprofessional. What we see, and this is exactly what we see from Dr. Ayeni 3 weeks into his tenure. His actions constitute an attack on the very office he is now head of. Dr. Ayeni stated further in his press statement, and I quote, when in accordance with law and practice, Justice Anoti Jima decided he was going to hold a de novo trial in the same Opuni case, he was instantly transferred to Kumasi, and the case was allocated to a new judge who then proceeded to adopt proceedings, end of quote. This is another plain falsehood, and a rehash of the unfounded allegations made by NDC commentators in the media space. If Dr. Ayeni had taken pains to examine the file in the Opuni matter, as he should have done, he would have found that it was not a new trial judge who adopted proceedings for the trial to continue. The then Attorney General, my humble self, was compelled to file an appeal against the order of Justice Anoti Jima for the proceedings to start de novo or afresh after they closed the prosecution's case and the defense had opened their case. The Court of Appeal allowed the Attorney General's appeal and ordered that the proceedings be adopted before the trial court. It took about 3 months for the appeal to be heard and determined. Before the conclusion of the appeal, the Honorable Chief Justice, in exercise of her powers under the Constitution, at a time that the proceedings in the Opuni matter had effectively been stayed due to the pendency of the appeal at the Court of Appeal, transferred the trial judge, Justice Anoti Jima, to the High Court, Kumasi.
That is Ora Godfrey Yeboah, the former Attorney General. Over the weekend, last Friday, the press conference, when they and some for in common about issues. Dr. Ayeni, Attorney General, about the entire Akobani and 70 Bibri Honoma Nanke Koso quarter, and they Abain say on your interested. Now, my main call line is so now many lawyer Isaac Mintalabi in the Encomo. Council Ottoman can pay a match and Pachompum to say.
Yeah, Joe, I'm here to be here.
Eradi Adaroma, Yenso Yahoye. Na last week ye di nkomo ya ebisa said the justification a woho for discontinuing some of the cases. Filing a nolly prosecutor, no, I mean, minister, justified, say, obetimi, ayenesa, na, but my yes, I mean, in law, no such opportunities are available to him, and he say, or yet not doing so big yusua, Mrebia and Sen is obema reasons, but he went further to tell Ghanaians entirely the reasons behind some of these things. But Attorney General former has responded, said, major issues are raising here as the justification for filing a null prosecutor. No, Nina be brewa a falsehood. Adopaying comway, Mamintio wo na the Akoban said the former and the current Attorney General no womunina disagree on some of this development.
Many former Attorney General na mekwanya de anka me have me ho babekasa is Mremuno is no longer the Attorney General. The Bekan is a spent force. A spent force means you see no with all the respect to him and who said that he may be for him to come out and be making commentary and especially through a press conference and trying to respond to the decisions and explanations of the current Attorney General. To me, were unwarranted because within the public space, so far, the business and nothing, the locus and understanding, has been plighted by the laws of this country. It's no longer a part of the government. It doesn't, to commenting on practice that are being done by officialdom in this sense by the current Attorney General, who was the power behind him to take decisions that, according to his knowledge, skill, competence, and the law that is brought out to him, is doing. In the middle, honestly, I've chosen not to become press conference that was done by the former Attorney General, and my main reason has been because he doesn't have the locus at this stage. You see, he had the power that the present Attorney General had. Now, once you are endowed with power, Article 296 of the 19th Constitution, it clearly said, by exercising discretion, it should be candid, it should be fair. And when he had the chance, and he was prosecuting certain, personalities in some high-profile cases, he was expected by the law to have been fair and to be candid. His decisions to proceed, to prosecute certain persons in this country, should have been rooted in this principle of law. Unfortunately, there are certain developments, but subsequently, not busy that assumption, because there was a radio, an audio recording in which there was an attempted, clear intent to manipulate the administration of justice by conversations that sought to get one Mr. Jakpa to obtain, a medical, report to go to court in an attempt to deceive the court as if he was sick when he was actually not sick. That was one thing. That is left alone. In any environment where they respect, the law, they respect, that people in public spaces should live up to a certain minimum standard of life or expectation. Now, you say you are trying to even undermine the administration of justice in that way. People could have called on you to resign. I remember very well, there was a time, I think it's a Menfanko in Champions League. I think it's Chelsea, no money, either Barcelona, I think Barcelona, no ball. And I drew back. I think at the end of the match or so, he was very furious when they lost against Barcelona, UK. I think he made certain comments which were captured by the camera. Just because of that, he was made to face serious consequences. Because the cameras were on him and he was basically speaking to the world. If in his own private area, he could have gotten away with it. But once he came out, he was punished for it. And so, you see, once you're in the public space, you have to be measured. You have to make sure it's a BBR, and it's compliant with the law you are guided. Unfortunately, no, he came out publicly that whilst he was prosecuting, he was even having a conversation with a very accused person that he was prosecuting, and which is even against our professional etiquette rules. And he being the bar, the first gentleman of the bar and the leader of the bar at the time when he was the AD, that conduct itself was wrong, was unprofessional. And even talk about the conversation that he was having. Because you don't have to be having a conversation without the knowledge and the consent of the lawyer of the accused person. You understand? Even at that stage, say, I did not accused person, I need lawyer. You have to be circumspect. And the bottom line is that you don't even have to engage without even the knowledge of the court. Because if I was Attorney General and I was prosecuting in that case, and at some point in time an accused person doesn't have a lawyer, but there's a need to have some discussions, I'll seek leave from the court openly. I'll seek leave from the court openly so that it will be on record. And then the court may grant me the permission or the leave to be able to have that conversation if need be. So that it wouldn't look like I did it all on my own. Because see, the standard to whom much is given, much is expected. And so, well, all these things have gone past. There were a lot of other things, allegations here and there, which came up, which essentially, discredited his administration. And so, once he's out of the scene, and there's a new person who, by his office and endowment by the law, he has gone through the documents, the files. He even said that there's a memo that was, addressed to the then AG, advising that, the prosecutions ought to be stopped. He has access to all of that. And based upon that, he has taken the decision to discontinue. I think that is his assessment earlier on was more like, I don't know all your Ghana for. If you say, man, ain't sharing some no be but I don't know so what Ghana for no be teaching Ghana for transparency and openness in administration. And that is what our new age is bringing on board. And to say, he's not supposed to explain. And to a best in law, no, it's assumed that there was no explanation. So what is it that you are responding to? Until, like I'm saying,
he has served in that office before as a former attorney. And in this instance, our no nana handle a lot of the cases. Case files ni bebrenano na one the table so our fair knowledge of what transpired. No, say bibi ohona say ento year. Doesn't he have the right say at least obeshape conversation? No,
his administration is over. The time will come. And the time will come. By that office, no, he is a spent force. And America say in law, no. Say if the law assumes that you are not supposed to do something, and you do it, the law does not take it that you have done it. It assumes that you have not done it. That is it. And so the present Attorney General is not required by law to explain himself for whatever decision he has taken regarding the null prosecution. So even though he has come out to explain it, the law will assume he has not done it. And on that basis, he as a lawyer also, former AG, should not come and respond to something that has not been done. And that is my view. And besides that, he doesn't even have the locus to come and respond to anything. He had a fine. His days are over. So whether you come to come and say this or that, Ghanaians are not even interested in you or interested in whatever you have to say. Because if they wanted to keep you there, they would have kept your administration there. You are out. So it's better he embraces his retirement rather than coming to the public space trying to muddy the water. We don't need him at this stage.
Very well. And in effect, the Oka, an instance will be because the decision has been taken to discontinue most of those cases.
And no. The end of matter. So far, I say President Attorney General, Honorable Dr. Kayini, respond here. But for me, it's I will not respond to him because you are giving him public space, you are giving him relevance, but he's out of the picture. It's also Jano. You're buying your finance over my area. You're backing your finance over my country. Let us move on because Ghana for a proper governance, and that is what we are going to give to them.
Very well. Council Appiah, I'm grateful for your time.
Thank you very much.
Ante lawyer Minta Labi Isaac Kada Menino Eddie and Common 55 minutes after 7, bringing us exactly on the clock. Now, Attorney General, former any the current one, and Komwa Air Kosono and Yekodi Yanom Pacho, your numbers no. 055-0567-929 055-0567-929 and no any numbers are ye Juma. But let's know from you your views and opinions and some of these matters. Now Lawyer Labia, he's clearly telling you Godfred Yeboah Adame, the former Attorney General, has no locus. I mean, what time your authority is past and gone, and whichever files you left, justifiable, reasonable enough, say, obetimi a jinasoma prosecution no acquire to the latter of it, anka watimi ayenisa. For that reason, no, I mean, overcome bia crana cases, no, ya discontinue away, and it has no merit. That is what Lawyer Labi has said. But ma yente wonka wonso wadwen try woman no or the buy your budget na yakin kind edia mouth. Now adopay we made mention about some of the places across the country and they power outages no ashasia eba, but already no the independent power producers, some of them are threatening to shut down omo plant ahodwa tema no omo generate enyam kandia no. The reason being that aban the omoka, I mean a canon so enya idea aban etia, they need money for their operations and on kwa debate me abwa ma machines no etimi ejina so na plant etimi ejina so just to provide us with the energy and as the electricity we deserve. And we'll come to that to have a conversation shortly. Na yenewedi enkomo ewo ho na last week Ebabesi Friday over the weekend President Mahama has been very busy last week no Munich in Germany talking about the economy and ekwaya obefaswa. I mean, say obetimi ahwe say ene yesika sem no yebetimi atoto ni ye. Now President Mahama outlines three major key things in that particular engagement. He has said say taxes nini adie na ebu nkrofo kom no, it doesn't encourage businesses. For him, he feels that the already existing ones no unnecessary yehwe na the collection no ekwen befa so ayebejisika no yama efficiency and effectiveness etimi abemo. If we are able to do that, then what it means, and it's a buying revenue target bia or the beman hobia no can be achieved and on kwani betimi aboa ma o no yesika sem no yetimi a position ye ho ye. Number 2, President Mahama neni so ade no and say and they obey reducing expenditure and the cutting of wastage within the system. I mean, obetimi control a lot of those ones. Na etimi aboa just to show up your revenue mobilization. Na etimi akwakoba de say yemfatu obebre no ema meto Ghana for. So these were conversations what have it in Germany and again corruption no you see betimi no yes, but through that we are told say Ora reporter womo ede akono. The valuation of it is around $21 billion. Now it is expected say this year the year 2025 womo ede omhoko share debt restructuring mo DDP no. I mean it is expected say buying between about 15 billion Ghana cedis in terms of debt any a car. Buying a day a year the domestic exchange program no one more a day a shame no local a year creditors are buying day or more no. I mean that is how much it is expected. Now in real nominal terms we are talking about a little over $1 billion or equivalents now. So Ghana has a lot of things to do in terms of the economy and in making sure say sika semni no to me a bouncing back. But we'll get onto the line shortly because some of the Crusaders have said say Ghana you bet me a secure loopholes no ne baby sikani no now what we need to do no and it's a ban of issues related with corruption yema kwenya said be individuals and so can initiate a suit against certain people one more esusu say they've engaged in corruption or corruption related matters na ebetumi aboa ma individuals and so ahwe say oman no baby asika akwakodi a wrong bia no Omina dear, Omina Sabesank so akana dear. And we'll be talking to Emmanuel Woes and shortly na yenine din komo about some of this development. Na Oshe Juma oral team no committee no entirely etimi aye the Attorney General babeye at the account. Some of the cases will need further investigation. And then evidence be available no and a betre say prosecution no ebetimi akoso substantially and I say intimi enkoso ni nyina no eka nkomodia anope yede ebro no eho na afi yene wabon komo but Kumasi and some part of the country Dumsono is all over. A lot of questions are being asked. We will speak to Dr. Charles Ofori Jemfi shortly na yebisa say Ameri is situated in the Ashanti region. We were made to understand, sir, from that part of the country, Ekwadi Kosi up north. No, the relocation of the Ameri plant, should be able to serve those regions, and its environs, very well. Said Ebia and Kaniano, in those areas. But what is really happening within that enclave? Ama Dumsono Asanso Amane Honreso Asasia Baby. Stay with me. Na yebedi sankom.
Mitro kakamio, minro kakamio.
Now as 4 minutes after 8, hi Kessben 92.9. We are live on Kessben Plus. Thank you so much for your time. Now, I paying pacho rush hour. What a come, what a trotro mo, and a walkway Juma, a quenya nini, pacho ubetumi a winning cash. And Umbre said the walkway Juma so a wire shin. Upon our banner wire relaxed. Pacho see Kessben yet drive and a pay ubetumi a play on the Kessben mega cash promo. Na onso watimi edi some amount of cash on all networks obe dial *426*6# *426*6# on all the networks na afi watimi edi agroni be on Kessben traffic jam no mpacho enumre obe win cash pa na this is the lucky cash box yede amount said ye be a cash the good box ni mo no pacho also ubetimi wodi e de free mo anopay why she a wo ba pacho ye chosika on Kessben traffic jam na afi timi aboa wo enti ma short code no pacho enwo wo phone no eso na enumre ofre dwuma so na wo ba pacho to be na ubetimi nso ni a lot of cash open so atwa no pay ya na twa no dodo mo esanse mega cash lucky box no sika bebre na no ane wo ma enumre wo mo ebechel ewo eye traffic jam no so enti pacho short code no eye *426*6# *426*6# na watimi win big on the mega cash promo na etimi aboa wo ye mpacho enumre ube win sika enti hyase se utwa ne sesia na ebeboa wo ye na memfa sidani be ema Obatampa Prostate Center for womo adaroma no pay womo aboaye Obatampa se memo wabade mpacho utie me ene prostate no aye weak mpacho aha ane ye betu ase kra ede amount na de ye ne wo ye bema mpacho edra na dwo a wojo so ntentem pa ansa na ade ache afi ye kasa no pay oye obi a ya show catheter ewo obemem edru ba bia unya tenkase wojo nso na ebia kam ni nyina no entebe emba pacho ni nyina no eye adansidi a echese o prostate no eho eye atochima anopay Obatampa Prostate Center for Adaroma ana womu beyisa wo hawo nyina no ede free wo so womu eye Central Region Kaswa nyenya no main road no eso anopay for womu on 0553 800-678 0553 800-678 na woni eye Obatampa Prostate Center for any enkombo anopay pacho prostate how bia ada wo so ache ahye wo so ache na pacho amma won so waye mobono anopay woni Obatampa Prostate Center for edi nkomo a komo betu ase prekope ede ama fifi prat last stop ewo kaso nyenya no main road no eso anopay free of a Wilson na woni no any enkomo 0553 800-678 0553 800-678 na woni obatampa eni enkomo anope na opposing na drono eye imbustable mescha Arope imbusta da romantic mpacho immune system no ebenya ahoden sonko ede akon ede atia yare bia yedi nkomo mpacho syphilis ada hawadwe gonorrhea pressure ewo so stroke abesha wo so ma oye ho hwe a enyeye waist pain ana fe dru bia na fatigue asset in oye adwuma kakra bia na wabre malaria ana hawadwe a ni nyina no eye wo system a aye weak no entia opposing na dro no imbustable mixture for adaroma mpacho ononum bia ebeboa wo etu ni nyina no ase ede amount na enye no pe ebema we immune system now aye very strong enti yare ba na akeke no away anope ope yenno ibi atwa ye wo herbal shops ni nyina mu across the country region bi a obia no imbustable mixture no ni de obenya bi ato ewo herbal shops any pharmacies ahodo ni nyina anope open dudu mu atu akoton ana open dudu mu atu egisu dia pacho frɛ Imbust for on 0246 208496 0246 208496 na woni imbust eni enkomo anope na womo ebeje wo so pa mpacho womo nroi wodwaman so eye papa boost immune system no na ahoden sonko emra wodi pedie na wankasa obedi adanse obenya ahoden sonko akode atia yare nyina
Odom sesrembusi anasimu
67929 0550567929 eye text line no na mena Bayport Savings and Loans for ase anope Bayport adaroma pacho womo e the fixed deposit investment no e the aba Bayport se yenka kai wo se bra na baby account na fa osika no ebeto ha bosumi miensa bosumi nsia anase afeba kompacho oba womo ebeje so na womo ahwe osika wodi aba no na fe womo ne watena se ahyehye se interest no ahe anesese ba osika ne so edema anopai okita 5000 Ghana cedis ekonanimu a pacho Bayport aye ready se womo ne obeye adwuma abomu pa across the country enti se wutie mi a se de bia no meka no fixed deposit there banks ahodo ni nyina no eye bi bata ha ana wo ye rest assured se osika no enyira osika no ebenyi ebewo moho ede amount na afi etimi aboa ma nso wanya sika ede ahye wo business a wo ye ne mo anopai borrow Bayport Savings and Loans branches in Yanamu across the country. One cry, Obeko a year Kokomlemle ATTC school no and chain pair. Now only Bayport for Akodin Komo Ewoho. But your Makachro that Ubetimi I 3 months, 6 months, and I said 1 year. Now only Bayport a year Juma Abum. But your for one more on 0245 153283. 0245 153283 and after 0263 007 922 0263 007 922 na when the Bayport Savings and Loans and so any enkomo anope na womo ebeje so na be catchro odo ho e fixed deposit mu a afe no enko na yie no na osika no awo mo bebre na no e de amount anope womo adaroma ana womo etimi aboaye enti mame enna wase na say ye ka say the Mobile Money Association womo a eye vendors womo de mobile money eye ejuma no mpacho womo raise a lot of red flags about the current development and happenings also within that sector. Now womo ye major concern about situation will be at in kiosk mo ana se ne container mu adwuma a obetia ne se akromfo akoto de ahye ne so na afei womo kwa akodi na wu agye ne ho sika nyina mamene Kingsley eni enkomo ono secretary de ma association. Kingsley, good morning. I just saying
good morning. I'm Adam.
Very well. Anope ma yenda was say waje so
ye training and as education. And most of our members are abreast of security issues. Now, so na sabio so when you can know energy man and you say some member association there. And for all you know, no security tips be a piano only stand and to see any. And today you can say in the phone actually and say you say your customer you. If you are going to call bank and you say now best to do a phone so I can say oh. And tell me, "Quasi cabo, me mo bi who say o bank."
ana wo ko isika ana se wo ko isika no na he ne doso kakra ma wo nua bi ana wadanfo bi a wo ti ni di one wonko wo isika no ono kitafa na nso kitafa wo ya fa benku wo ya fa nifa na mu nyina ho be hia o shop ni mu na wo de wonko sua nyina gu kenten ba akomu a ene wani tua ebo a wo hwe ni nyina bio wapon adwuma a wo kopie no nso esese utumi ehwe around upie ana hwe mpoma ni mu ehu say change characters be anyhow enipa bi gyina ho a wanya familiar with the environment moto bi si ho aso bi ti so o pe kwan etu akọ ka bi si ho enipa bi ti mo pe kwan etu akọ we must watch out for all these unusual characters before we do sika be pie to shop mu ofisi e ba ana wokọ efie nso a ensese e kwa kwan ba akoso da bia ena fa benkum so ọchena so nipa so ọchena fe mfimfini enye sa nipa boni poni hu se wo da bia ha na afa obeta aka wa beji sika bio ye ka se wo ba shop na wo hwe na onye social empesika fuduo na nsia ho metna shop ni mu kakra wo de beba no fabra esa wetin apɛ kwan fufuo bi no bi di abrew ana wakoyi wo di ahobambo security measures you are ube put in place wakɔfɔ sika ba dan sika kɛse ni nyina bɛhyɛ wo ho ɛnyɛ saa yɛ to hyɛ so a obi bia ɛkɔ bio yɛ pɛsɛ agent nyina ya wɔ sɛ your life is paramount wonkwa ehia si bibia mpanifo se wo nkwa a wo wadeɛ ɛno nti sɛ kɔba sɛ twani pabɔni fo bi tu hyiaw ana to hyɛ wo so a wo de gya no na fa sika ne nkɔ wobɛnya wo nkwa wo ti asenko ade a wobɛnya hoɔden ayɛ adwuma apɛ sika ni bi ahyɛ anan unfortunately ya say Rabba no after ne saa association no say enka member na bibi saa cho no a yewo na yemfa ne say wantim no wo ne nkwa ne agi ne sika na yewo welfare packages bi kakra ayitimi de so na sen kakra bio yewo soft loans system bi a yitimi de boa sanfo no kakra bio yewo ye ne enipakuo bi na dwumakuo bi a mutima loan interest in shede nisro it me guarantee as association na waji loan ni kakra na wo de hyase kakra nti your fan welfare packages nyina bi wo ho your members no ye de eboa won bio send me di kan no ntienso any training security tips aye hia nyina nso ye de ma your members it me pass akwanya nso atonka ma mobile money agent nyina say so nkwa ho ndom association bi na ekobia yemo modi se betumi de ho adom kobi sanso ye do so a ye kasa edudwom abanpanifo etumete ma ye se aboa no ne ntakra na mane ye kase ye do so a ye kasa midu aban mu betumi du mpanifo so animia me koso mesa fasa kwanya so ama Awuraba ye wahwere ne nkwan busua nyina yakọ se nyame amfa ne kra ensie animia
na anima ya waboso nyina no esisi no money police no enyankita hodie minim say mo members no ewa across the country enti baby amu reps bia no mo nhyehyɛ with the security services no at saying two ekwan be so da mo fa so emma mo nkorfo no nkyerɛkyerɛ sika no kwan a obefa so odi besie no yes waka bank ne de kwan a obefa so obekɔ not to create the alarm obi enkohu say o kwa koyiska but waba betena se anope ya wo ye adwuma e de edia nipa nim se sika wo no hunti no wabetena wo I mean obetena container ni mu se wo be ye adwuma fi anopa kosi anumre a container na nkasa no kwan be na se wo fa so ebobo no a ebetimi ama wanya ba bia obe service sika nyina no ewo mu a nipa bone for crowd beto show so at least you may have a little bit of an amount.
Security wise no okay senior muma yetisi anything you will zones regions here you will zones you ko kakra penny for that no ayensa so you no bia shop you no bia tia ote na emrano no ye meetings every month bia ye meeting ba ko zone bia ye ni meeting na ya ton safre security police company for what stand for them hono na won abema yen etitie ewo ho bia senior mekan senior abekura osikaye proper bookkeeping na won abechechire yen bio sesen so ade ba ko etumi ye eboa yen eboa yenya
So unfortunate cancel line no end to me and you know so we'll get him back now. Yeah, no areas conversation. The major concerns are that the MOBAC the mobile money advocacy group one more and a year association and as a group one more ekasadema one more year mobile money now one more concerns ni no has to do with a year attacks and saying eba womo so any the unfortunate one is see here ewo kumase na report ziga atrase ma me na chen na me na kwa go report margin
yeah Kwame Jusu
na pom to say
nyakopa do mara kwa bibia boko
weekends na ko ye
koye papa Kwame in rest ya nya rest pa koye pa nyame adomara kwa
I see okay ma me ni canceling we nkomo na me nsambra won chen biem Kingsley what you mean ka yes, unfortunately, line no airdrop here. And tina ugo so a work asa.
Then na make security no. Na zone thing. Na it meeting first police for impending for zones and area na zones ni wono. Within the mind here pending for nim sika sem ho to here e be mind financial management.
Yes.
Yo say e was say yetumi nya okasa kire bi na so nipa no ontumi ma zone ho a Adeba kwa mobile money advocacy group ya yetu boy and say WhatsApp ya you see ebi any open ni be kasa na waye audio no ato your platform ni so na oye to so na watwen wo so wo nsemise bia na so waye audio di ato so no pen na ye audio no de yi ano enti wonsu another kwan ya yetumi paso e de eye entity e ma ye members a ebi open bia e person be kasa e wo zone no ontumi ma ho a it me fa sa WhatsApp system yi so e de ma ye ho encheche seni abehwe osika so e wo shop no ye di kan aka se empandodo na ya ye tufu se wa won se enuanum no bu ana umbrella bi ase tini bi ase bi a container bi ase ye tufu se wo tini ya se a hwe se baby a wo no wo baby enipa wo pa wo shop papa bi anim a wo ti ho ebi a shop ne kura a wo ti anim no woni ne won kita ho di papa bi a obetumi di usika akwhye ho ebi a wo bag papa bi a obetumi atum ye briefcase bi na suitcase bi obetumi unlock ni ye na di akwhye shop ho a woni no e wo san kita ho die no enti esa sika no so ti a na wakọ usika kakra na di abehye ho wo di aba wo shop bio ye hwe se ye mududu na no ubenya shop ankasa cement ubeka bricks and mortar don't say mami kan ye juma ye no ye what we call mobile banking ye ni bank for ni bi student kita ho e bia be say Eco Bank ana say Access ana we na omutumi be utumi we ye customer utumi ni ye mba be di juma enu ti bank for no ansa no be di sa juma no na ohwese o shop no e wo odan mu o security ana say o sika sem no en na deja say akonfo betu abahye wo so entini na yetie members na for say ye modern ye benya dan papa mu e dey shop no wo container mu nso hwese sika no onfa puduo no en mehye wo ho eno de the only aputu ebetumi de amane say onfa anhye ho bebre bi o container fo no kura wo kromu no eno ye ntan ento nhye won so bebre mpendo na wapie na okọ no ene ye to hye ne so ubomutu a etone kitekito omo no ebi a wo de koye container papa metal ne ya ubomutu a enko ena be nso bu a no de glass tinted glass ono wo shop no ma ohun ba wo gina bontin a hu no enti da some of these security measures a ye di atoto ho a ye hia a ye hwe kwan se ye members no utumi diso a ebe boy nyina ma enye fa ahode wo ye adwuma mmenia.
Very well. Kingsley, ma yenna was ya no pay na ye the best here. We wish you guys well. Why? Very well. And Kingsley, Secretary Edema Momak, speaking to us at 25 minutes after 8. 055-0567-929 055-0567-929 and no any numbers at pay ye de juma minkoye juma hora William Emmanuel was saying chief Crusaders against corruption. Menino any and combo anopay. That was what you mean canopy. Good morning, Pachon Pom to say.
Good morning, Minya. Nyamia do me ho na so e.
Eradiadom mehuye na yada so no pay waje so enti first off ye hu say we raise a major campaign as to say aban abema kwan ma afi individuals omo the capacity to raise certain concerns and alarm about individuals womo suspect say womo into corruption and as a corruption related matters. I mean, some opportunities may come, said there be individuals, and so ebetimi file cases ebe ensure their prosecution. Now, and komo in the munche mwankasa no anything.
Medasi, the only time I can say, Ghana Han say, particularly with the 92 Constitution, so OSHA, it gives the prosecutorial powers to just one entity, Attorney General.
Yes.
Now, Attorney General, or a politically appointed person. And say Attorney General, and now Ubibe decided say Obe prosecute any case, particularly in line with corruption. It means Attorney General must be the only one or to me so bit me, Akase, Munye, and Ama Munye. Now, over the past period, one of the things I you say AD the fact that attorney generals, not necessarily this particular one, but the past attorney generals, it is very difficult. Say, Omu decided, say, Omu Ubabe prosecute matters of corruption are a border on individuals Omu ye politically exposed. And only the first thing. And until say, who person who prosecute Ubia, it is very difficult to say who prosecute one kasa uhunipa. And that is what causes the frustration in the fight against corruption.
Okay.
The second thing also, the fact say because individuals, it take time, investigation, and I focus from whistleblowers, gather information, the purported evidence about Betujano. Because at the end of the day, it is subject to the Attorney General's approval or otherwise prosecutor. It discourages most whistleblowers, knowing very well say to me the information back at the end of the day, then could see baby. And for us to be sure, say you're encouraging individuals to ensure say there is the fight against corruption successful. No? They are advocating for this. In this process, I amended the Constitution, and I amended the Constitution. We should find space in the constitutional review, Omo Ejumano, to the extent some say Attorney General may cede the prosecutorial duties and our powers to some identified anti-corruption bodies and individuals, so that NSA, the Crusaders Against Corruption, any investigation, National Service Secretariat and our authority, engaging in ghost names, which borders on corruption. Now, to me, investigation, put the necessary documents together. In Brano, Emma, Yankwana, Yankasa, Yanfas National Service Authority, and courts. Na Yankasa, Yanfa, your lawyer, na Yankudi, Assembly courts. You did assembly we need to meet retrieve whatever amount of money you be retrieve. The money goes to the state. Then so a portion, a percentage, will come to Crusaders Against Corruption and any individual or engagee in such activities. Okay. At the end of the day, the encouraging part say, so we a whistleblower. Now we a Juma or any entity. Now who say corruption be taking place. I encourage you to get closer to the entities involved. I can say, be a Crusaders Against Corruption. They are also me assure Munji information ya de. Muko na muko ye investigation. Na muti aso na muti mi prosecute. Na munya successfully munya any reward from the court. Because when I'm here whistleblower into maybe this portion goes to the government. Then so this portion about Crusaders Against Corruption for Honomono. 1% and 2% will come to me as a whistleblower. It's at the end of the day, it encourages individuals to even see the fight against corruption as an avenue to also get some money or additional money. And it will also help save the nation a lot of money. Remember, I said these processes are here proposing. Abino will not invest anything in it. If you say you court, say you be or court, say a bad day, Abino will not, it won't cost Abino anything. But at the end of the day, see, to me, go through the process, near you're successful. Sikebia, you be retrieve biano. It goes to Abino ne person. In other words, Abino will gain out of it without necessarily involving any amount of money in the process.
But I mean, what is the genesis of this? Because we have, state institutions entrusted with the mandate of doing that. Just in recent times, they established OSP. Now, OSP no trimuponi na when they say age, ebi to me and prosecuting in Crawford to say the okay, and independently OSP will do a better job. Na what he said the SSO to me abo man be our Shraj ewo Iyoko ewo. Is it a fact to say we do not have the confidence in these state institutions ni be more na?
It is actually the fact that the state institutions they have been polarized and they have become partisan. And there are some cases they are able to successfully execute. There are also some cases, and so they find it difficult to prosecute. And probably the perception, another reason why they find it difficult to prosecute, just because of the perceived partisan nature of it. And then, Attorney General, I'm special prosecutor, and I have been appointed by the president. It becomes difficult. Says a president, and now will be close to the president, engaging in corrupt practices. It becomes difficult to prosecute Unipakono. Those institutions are there. They have the mandate, no two ways about that. But question is to see said, how successful have they been over these past years, especially in the fight against corruption? Indices indicators in our suggest clearly for a long time, they haven't been so successful. And when I say, "Yenji omejuma enfi omunse," then so young commercialize that the fight, the authority to prosecute, young commercialize it so that individuals and institutions say, "Omoye ankrakra, some ye CSO, some ye NGO, if they pass through the right process and they are certified, almost bit meeting seminal akokot." Look, there has been so many cases about Betoja at the end of the day. Yen Sheden who she film where say Ubekaya and Shebiaye special prosecutor, the former one, Martin Amidu. Onuna Ostati said, pursue the case involving Wyoming. And now Menokasi, Martin Amidu will always lament and say Abino Emma Nequaya, and now Abino Manequaya, even him as an individual, he will be able to retrieve money for the state. In the case involving Wyoming. Okay. And then what has happened to that case? PDS, Crusaders Against Corruption, the evidence, so many documents regarding PDS. And now Akwakusi saying the same way other cases, Cecilia Dapa, you can talk about countless cases. Who said trend is good. And the reason why it is going that way is simply because we have politically exposed individuals in these cases. And that is why it is difficult for the state institutions to successfully prosecute these cases. And then will be the case, the court. Ochina the veteran say, case me a prayer case lawyers from Attorney General's office, ministry, almost show up. In the case you're too actually. You better dilly with the case, then at the end of the day, the whole process is frustrated. And then at the end of the day, the other kind of say case, you have two cases naturally, you are in a foolish case, and I'm not prosecutor. This has been the trend, and that is why we are saying that even though those institutions are there, here in Kasi and I collapse those institutions, and no conversation, we can have it at another time. But what is important, those institutions should not be the only mandated institutions to go into investigative processes and to be able to propose to Attorney General say, individuals, civil society organizations, anti-corruption agencies, among share abayase. We should be giving the mandate also.
No, a bit me abem, right?
Definitely so, because as far as I deal with a bemono, didn't say I amend the constitution because the only mandated institution a prosecutor and a prosecutorial powers, attorney general. And as our powers mean so they get it from the constitution. And so say you be amend the constitution. This proposal will not be effective. And you do be betting sorry keke. I can say, oh, move it to me akwakoye. Jane say it be attorney general nankasa. Sorry, I can say may see this some portion of my powers. Now Empono, he only have the mandate to cede it to the institutions under the government and not institutions outside government. And that is why I propose strongly say the person commercializing the fight against corruption. But the first approach, say to me, as on my say, you do so it is say commercializing the fight against corruption. Then we move to the next stage of how do we do that. And the first approach of the how will be say constitutional review amending the constitution so that Attorney General will not be the sole agency and not the sole entity. More powers to prosecute.
Yes, but I mean, there are some of the cases in so a little bit of criminal component. Now, in those components, when it comes up, I mean, the Attorney General is only the one that prosecutes criminal matters in this country for and on behalf of the state. And in those bits, I mean, what should happen? Because even with these cases, I hear again in India, but the criminal element, conviction, Nipano Ebeko jail, will come back to the consolidated fund, say, or Dahono, you bet me a feeding any idea. Have you thought of that aspect?
In fact, the Oka criminal case, corruption and Kasano, a criminal offense. Into the we are talking about, that is why we are saying prosecutorial powers. Prosecutorial powers, it is only criminal cases and a prosecutorial powers comes out. If it is civil cases, you don't necessarily need Attorney General. You can go to court with your own lawyer on civil matters. Into the a criminal offense, corruption fight and a corruption offense, a criminal offense. You must establish the intention and the action, the menstrual and then the actual. So this is a criminal offense already. It borders on criminality, and that is why we are saying say a ban is say you to me investigation, you need details, you need evidence, the individuals and anti-corruption agencies are almost understate, should be given the powers to prosecute. Prosecution simply means they are the end of court. The lawyers, the court, criminal lawyers, the court. Now, could defend the case, and now put the case across. Arguments, if it is successful, if the person needs to be jailed, you be jailing. In the process, you cry the interest, the retrieval of the money. You say you declare, say you have committed any offense that borders on corruption. Definitely means there's some money involved. You be retrieve as you can. You retrieve as you can. You not in the wisdom of the courts. No more decide. They say, "Omudoma custodial sentence." That one is the interest of the court. But say, "Omukasu omubemo anomu mawa." At the end of the day, we will retrieve the money, whatever money is involved. The money goes to the state coffers. Then it is the state that will decide. Okay. Because mo fight say this case, I'm not succeeding to 10%, 2%, whatever percent of the money that has been retrieved, goes to you, and it is for your expenses. Remember, Semika, in this whole process, Abai is not committing any money. It is the same court. Now, at the end of the day, we don't succeed. Abai loses nothing. At the end of the day, you succeed. Abai gains everything, and a portion of the money goes to where initiative case are successful, because that portion will cover your expenses in court, and then it will also serve as a reward to you.
Yes, better was here, but it's more or less like sponsoring a private member bill. I mean, in terms of funding, no, I mean there will not be any sort of financial liability on the government and all of that. But just at the latter part of your conversation, you said was a convict. That is where the problem lies.
Why should there be a problem?
Because convicting the cost of taking care of the person will prison one any idea no eba beto aban so say
now Attorney General
a question. Yes, eba beto aban so say now the initial question I asked is that the prosecution did not emanate from the government or the Attorney General. It emanated from an individual, and that bit of conviction, at least there is a little bit of financial liability on the government as well.
No, that is very true. But remember, say Attorney General goes to court. Attorney General has always sought for conviction. Is it Atuisian or some other person there? And I mean, okay, or that or share court or prison.
Yeah.
The guy is in prison because of corruption and corruption-related matters. Attorney General and the case in the court, and the guy has been in prison. And now, Sika only to say he retrieve from the state. And we've not been able to retrieve all the money from him to the state. And so our prisoner is adding to the burden. Individuals are eco-prison there. That's one, it is there. And that's the reason why we always have a budget for them. But remember, say Ubi Edoka, young fan say Atuisian. Young fan say the money involved be 1 million Ghana cedis. It is just for conversation purposes. 1 million Ghana cedis. Then I mean kasi you to me in retrieve is 1 million here. And as you retrieve cry it's just 20,000 penny to me retrieve. And then at the end of the day, other prison, whether we retrieve the money or we don't retrieve the money, individuals will always go to prison, and individuals at Beko prison, the mandate of the state to ensure that the state takes care of the person. Whether the budget to the prisoners, 1 CD a day, 2 CDs a day, whatever amount it is, say sufficient, sufficient. At the end of the day, those individuals, and to say omuko court, but you see, it will not be a difficult thing, because the reason why it will not be a difficult thing is simply because this case, it is just similar to what the state prosecutor has been doing. It is just similar to the Attorney General going to seek conviction. It is the same process. The only difference is that this time we are saying, instead of Attorney General doing everything, there should be prosecutorial powers given to entities, individual entities, so that enough evidence that they should be able to take the whole thing to court. Look at this National Service Authority at Betuja. One investigation in the Betuja. Fourth Estate.
Yes.
Whether we like it or not, the evidence that Fourth Estate has, the fact that they've been even able to bring this thing to the public space. Meanwhile, we have state agencies it simply tells you that they also have some powers and that they have some skills to be state agencies may not have. And what it also tells you, what it means, the passion and understanding of this case, they are more committed than the state agencies. Why don't we allow them? Why don't we allow them to continue with prosecution? To me retrieve whatever amount from it and a judgment that comes out of it. The state benefits from it.
Very well.
A practical example, probably. If you have a number of friends, police friends, investigative friends near there, one of the frustrations are thief. Investigation near there, the assembly court. You be do court na Attorney General. You be want a case na your foolish case. Meaning what is that lamentation be that?
Yes.
So such individuals, we do know what we are communicating to them. We are not encouraging them to be committed to fighting crime and criminal cases in this country. And And that is why most at times, a case will be, police will arrest someone. And then at the end of the day, on one bet, we pursue crime, say, I'm not saying that is what most of all of them that, but some of them will do such a thing. It is just because of the frustration and the processes involved. Attorney General themselves will tell you, say, they have thousands of cases. And they don't even have time to go through most of the cases, and that's why most of them, they lose most of the cases. The Attorney General, it is the same process that we are saying. But this time, what we are saying is that we want individual anti-corruption agencies. We want organizations like Crusaders Against Corruption and others that we can think of to also be given the prosecutorial powers, so that they can also prosecute certain cases.
I'm grateful for your time.
Let's make that power.
Very well. Emmanuel Wilson, Chief Crusader, Anti-Corruption Crusader, speaking to us, bringing us to exactly 47 after 8. Now, Mamine, Dr. Charles Oforije Fi Eni Enkomo, one a policy lead at the climate change and energy transition. ASAP, Meneno Eni Enkomo. Mzajenfi, ultimate kind of payer. Doc, good morning. Pachon to say.
Okay, now say.
Eradia dom, menso behoye, the edika fache ye, yamu ejina so ache.
Komana ehunya. Yeah.
Very well. We are so much good. Yes.
Me coffee kakra on into say what kakra bia na wa pardon me why na wa woni.
Pacho bate, allowed. Now we are told, sir, a lot of the independent power producers threaten say omobe shut it down. Their equipment owing to debt presumably as across the country there are certain parts of the country dumsono ewohopa say ye kase kumase omodundum kania nesa. What is really happening within the sector?
That's it, Mr. Speaker. I think that the fact that changing government doesn't mean it solved the entirety of the power sector issues now, because the issues that were lingering from 2024, Advocacy and that's all, that's procurement, fuel procurement issues now. The development say gas near the north to provide power not so those issues are still there. So I mean it's not surprising to hear say IDPs are threatening, and it's not a shock to see say you or honor. In fact, me and Kasa started the women the age-old issues now, on the road now, and it's still manifesting. And I think the present government should really take a look into some of these, the hardcore issues now, FACA power sector now, to really make sure I'm not the
Now, after President Mahama assuming office in his first week, I mean, these were major issues especially when, as a then minister designate, currently the minister though, had said, we did not have enough stock in terms of fuel to power the thermals. Now, again, we were told that there was a committee, Chief of Staff Julius Debra Edano, just to get to engage the independent power producers, and then the sector players. I mean, some level of relief because the assurances were that everything is in place. I mean, Dumso has been curtailed, but it turning out to be, I mean, something to me and trust here now.
Well, I mean, you and I were not there. The fine details of almost conversation. Conditions are IPP is not edema, because the truth is that if a power producer he will be sell the Berani business, when say the person is guaranteed payment. Not say after some time payment no to mean any investors the country and they would put in something that is more aggressive. If you know, those things are there, irrespective of what I said. Buying IPPs according common. The devil is in the details. The question is what kind of agreements were reached? Even if IPPs no edit to under what conditions now omoji right? So these things I think the chamber of the IPPs no to me you know what really went on, what conditions are on the abide to make sure Abia by this time improvement the way we were threatening to shut down. But again, you know, in Nasa comes back to the kind about efficiency of the power sector. Say, but it minimize it, you know, the losses now we make it now, because you can't run a sector with continuous intervention from government. And yet they know said, buying back not the patch or buying back not the negotiating. Jumana, you know, tariff man, it is a and minimize it. Those inefficiencies and losses now, ever power sector anymore. These things will become a recurring issue. This year, a better market. And I say to demand a cultural, you know. So we need to think about, you know, additional sources for fuel supply. Say domestic gas and to meet power, you know, I need enough to meet demand that. You may have to import fuel. There is stubborn and very important fuel. Meanwhile, once on tariff now would you know, wouldn't say what your generation, what your transmission, what your distribution cut, what your fuel cut. So you as a consumer, you expect nothing else than what you have paid for. Inti say I'm telling asema anka ensi ano sese ni manimu ya bibia no yebeba IPS storage na ho ombebo shege gakra na afide aban akopacho na yasaba market negotiation, but it would always be the case unless say your service are, you know, financial and operational inefficiencies in the work power sector.
But in recent times, Kumasi the end the say ababe too much.
Yeah, I know. I think it's maybe we have to speak with Bitcoin and ECG to show the pattern of distribution. About necessity generating power. Requirements for distributing. There are some specific issues with that of Kumasi, but that notwithstanding, there's a general problem. Scattered all over the country.
Very well. We look forward to and near my bit me till now. Dumsoni the as will be ampe. Doc, and okay, my men now was. I'm grateful for your time.
That's right. That's okay.
And Dr. Charles of Region Fee, policy lead at the ISEP Anameneno Eddie and Common. He's in charge of climate change and then energy transition. Speaking to us, Anope, bringing us to exactly 54 minutes after 8. Interesting. Stay with me. Mamin try me when I'm in Yabua for Cracho Imbra. Yakoba, Yano Bedi and Common. There are some videos I remember Eddie Amayandra, Reverend Usubempa. I was not sorry, made some commentaries. Yanebe surely na Yaneo Ediho and Como. Now, Ziga I will come to the issues na Yaneo Ediho and Como. But in the meantime, no, your numbers no a 0550 567 929 0550 567 929 and no any numbers are Yade a year Juma. Try me, maybe here.
Wedding. Now me bedroom hey. The shaman for dressing. There's more room for improvement. Me say Messi a family one me jina. Mr. Ultimate mo. Me nyachira wo say who ra Ultimate Fashions mo. Referee Ferdinando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacob, and member chefs Papebi. Italian shoes, slippers, sandals, khaki, material trousers, office wear. Enye na wo. Enye member nkwa wo. Ema die wo. Emanyo ma ye sheko wedding, party, engagement. Brands from across the world. Ellen Trace, Adriana Papel, Jones New York, Tehari, Casper. Any baby keka ho se mu hia mo ho sa na se mo da ne di sa no a mo nda ne di spectacularly said ye be ya enkrofo be hu se oh wodro no edimu wedding gown kolanta de ni nyina wo Ultimate Fashion o mapon wedding no what do you take comment here ba me ho.
I like your dressing.
Me da say
Abrantie why you do?
Oh thank you.
Hey
Why for na barabe?
Oh, Debbie, Edum here. Kumasi Ultimate Fashions, our prisons runabout. Accra, opposite UTC. Ultimate Fashion. Beauty is our style. Obine invite me say memra wedding. Na me bedroom hey. Me sha man for dressing. There's more room for improvement. Me say Messi afa me one me gina ha. Mr. Ultimate mo. Me nya kira wo say wo wura Ultimate Fashions mo. Ferdinando, Kenneth Cole, Max Fendi, Perry Jacob, and member chefs papa. Italian shoes, slippers, sandals, khaki, material trousers, office wear. Enye na wo. Enye member nkwa wo. Ema die wo. Eman yo ma ye sheko wedding, party, engagement. Brands from across the world. Ellen Trace, Adriana Papel, Jones New York, Tehari, Casper. Any baby keka ho. Se mu hia mo ho sa na se mo da ne di sa no a. Mo nda ne di spectacularly. Said ye be ya enkrofo be hu se oh wodro no edimu wedding gown kolanta de ni nyina wo Ultimate Fashion o mapon wedding no. Would you take comment here, Bamio?
I like your dressing.
Medase.
Abrantie, why you do?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, why for na barabe?
Oh, Debbie, Edum here. Kumasi Ultimate Fashions, our prisons runabout. Accra, opposite UTC. Ultimate Fashion. Beauty is our style.
Kessben 92.9 yaba na yedru amenyina yejina ye naso kremesa snapidua no enti die na woton wo pese ye bo wadwaton die ne ho dawuro manipa trupi beto ade dia ene fa wadwaton die ne bra ma ye mo ho dawuro emfama ya wo Kwame Circle Aseda Twin Towers ye ne Church of Christ asori no ena esaso ya wo awia wo ho a edi ubeba 4th floor na woni yen abebo enkomo anasa frayen 0302 269369 Anna 0249 121 929 Kessben FM. Said I'm
This is 92.9. The radio station that other radio stations listen to.
We are from Port Canopy. Good morning.
Mr. Speaker. Speaker. The only speaker. Mr. Speaker. Yeah, Speaker.
Speaker.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Alright, for watching Anopay.
Mr. Speaker.
Alright, for
Begin Super.
Anopay, you've cut the eye of the speaker.
It was it. But the Mukana of you. Then I'm what you had. Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Back the Tiano.
So I was here, and I'm best in a zero.
Well, my dad, I'm so busy, my son, and my bossy. Mention baby, no other cancer. And I know the OSP and all you human. And all to me, and your body. I know the Yammy baby from my mother. I know your boss. A mommy and Canana Kufan in the 2 more Dion. And Jampa was shaking a million pa. Well, female, the African. I quit 2 more dinner. Oh, my penny, John Dramani Mahama, or Bono Homonempa. Nami, I said, baby, a chamu. Young Huntington. Now, you will see a time. I want you to be home. There may be a fast one. At your home pentinqua, echo home toka hulu, and toka on fast one. Also, the Kaya mission is also which are so now IGP, Dabana, Ombessan, Dada, almost the same. Oh, my penny, maybe I wouldn't be. Yafa Bibi Antonche, Nakuma Papenti, Penasem, Nakuma Papenti, and ya politics as Nakuma Papenti, the Penasem, because a Rade Casa Terminal or Senakuma Papenti. In fact, Wakuma Papa, any Papa say, na Yakasetia, Sawe any Papa. also for among uncan and Tamon, also for one it's now uncan and Tamanchi. Now, ma, a friend say, Chama won't to me more, Kakan, some to try and torture me. Chama won't me do your truth for too much. On Kano Creba Kubakusi. I smoke a catcher of a power my penny mamma. On no crack counting and I'm empower my penny mamma, said Chama won't to me. Sending you an opera. And what did be me, or can't throttle me, I'm so Chama won't to me. Say so, wait, Chama won't to me. Say, mentan teninka. Na yase kenoforiata yapa. Apa. Kenoforiata. Yapa no wanted. Find a born wanted. So far, my brown I am a Jose OSP. OSP na dia. OSP or council of Shisha BBM or council of Shisha IGP, any of my near mem. Any pay woo ye, I say IGP, and Shisha Monfamra still don't mean farmer. OSP or council of reading them. Enti Onona Wabo Kenoforiata wanted. I want to meet one another fathers wanted. And I know but yes. Lawyer, I didn't know when you send me cotton anymore. When you have evidence, come to see a prosecutorial media for our media.
Reverend Ozubempa. Now, imagine.
Yeah, Kwame.
Yes. Edikachi, that has to be fine. We can now go here and
Enra, you be cartoon and nothing.
And then is here.
You could dear be an ibi Kwame. The shame is to be a Jim who baby and any. I see. Yamina now power Jimmy Power, Jimmy Temper, and nothing. And then can I come at the bow? Oh, Kaki to become Yadia.
I see. Mamintie when you didn't come more about the energy sector and issues happening in the mobile money for issues Dominica Universe Godfrey Yeboah Dame responses after responses and also you did and come now. Reverend Ozubempa dear, my boy, just on the lighter side. I don't know a raising concerns about OSP declare former finance minister fugitive there and there or no susu more can so no they must equally follow now or can go do baby or someone paying either that the end day not what the dear grow but quite an interesting one concerns are a free honso ever mamintio on Nina na yemkoyeni.
Okay, Kwame. Quickly me really just by the way mame kaka crabbing fa say mobile money for an issue no.
Yeah.
A branch and ask them now in common and in the deal. Or say, SSC nya association. Mobile money ni bia join association. Kwame solve problem ne da. Association solve problem. Kronfwa Kwame ne ni abra obeju sika nya association. Dia be ko acha say.
Yeah.
Oh, sika na esi edi bi kokotu baabi. Na uhia bia no akwa Kwame oku wie ne sika nu hwa. Okọ.
Yeah.
Life for one yeka. There should be a pragmatic measure, once and for all, that can prevent people from say attacking mobile money vendors. She Kwame 2010. President Mahama approve Regulation 128. 1 and 4 of road traffic regulations, 2012, to ban Okada, motorbikes. Adjumponwa President Mahama de banu Okada no. And yes, sorry, I know some banu Okada. Kwame, a data deba and a President Mahama Shelso at the Banu Kada in 2012. The data in 2010, 2011 from Kolebu, any Konfanoche, say fatality rates was on the rise at that time. And as that time, no, road accident to be an Ebaba Ghana. Kwame, it moved 25% in every year. Mame can't with your Dodgers, Mame can't be sure. Where your August 2018, this is a letter, and I'm the man. Asalam down in Accra. Was it a mobile money? Was it a mobile money vendor in his late 30s was shot dead by suspected armed robbers at Asalam down in Accra in the evening of Monday, August 28, 2018. The incident happened around 8 p.m. while the man was preparing to close for the day. Now, okay, Asena was say, no, obu yusu motorcycle, me pesa paragraph no. No makadi. I say, he said the two men who were on the motorcycle approached the vendor, shot him, and made away with the day's sales. 2 men on motorcycle. Okay, let's move on. Way 13 February 2024 was a robbers on motorbikes shot popular mobile money vendor in Walewale. A young mobile money merchant has been shot in Walewale after attack by some robbers. The attack occurred at the busy bar station near Narugu Junction along the Tamale-Bolgatanga Road. The Walewale Municipal air confirming they were on the motorcycle. Kwame, 8 October 2024, a fatal shooting this evening at the mobile money vendor shop in Boga has resulted in the death of one person. According to the eyewitness, the victim was shot multiple times by a lone gun man on the motorcycle. This was reported by Metro TV. Now, 29th January 2025 here, 29th January, last 3 weeks, Momo vendor robbed of 30,000 K at gunpoint in Amanfrom in Gassaf Municipal Assembly in the Greater Accra region on 28 January 2025 at about 7 o'clock p.m. Clara was about to close for the day when the incident happened. The robbers was on motor-bicycle. March 13, 2008, a mobile money vendor has been robbed of 40,000 Ghana cedis on Tuesday, March 13, 2008 at Taifa in Greater Accra. And I say in an interview with Accra-based Joy FM, the victim Angela Adobia narrated that the robbers came on a motorcycle. Kwame dey see Okumasi motorcycle. So, si you bet me, Kwame, you bet me say, Okada yentimi bane because Ekufu do cry or promise cars.
So they
or deliver cars. Yes, they deliver the cars. But the Okada for no other, you know Okada penini baku edin komo. Was say he was called to watch the cars, and after exploding the cars, the whole thing to the motor for no. I say a traffic in Tina sa Okada no. It's the cars the bar but you best could do traffic, so they rejected it. On the breaking news, had the make what I say. Catch that interview.
Okay.
And President Bahama no the idea the ban or bannian. Or no sad the idea number. The manifesto, what you show me say, Obaba legalize Okada. It tells you that nobody can
take it away.
But ye Kwame.
Regulate
Dedikai. Kwame see a more identity and as identification colors.
Okay.
Obio yo Okada biano esu otwa levy. Kwame, you get the tax. Na your man identity say yellow, you painting yellow. It's a buyer who say we are the year Duma. The American watch I say.
Yes, I do.
And said your dear Prajiano. The Tosubium Kwame. And you say, me for me, who be some American say, after 6:30, you question motor year Duma of this country. Because we have stories I'm reading now. Most of them 7 p.m. on my pon or more packet, and Kofo do me see Kababi go.
7 p.m. no motor. They should arrest Obi of Kwame Otuboto. This one happened in the daytime. We can also say motor penti and for commercial. Nobody should carry Obi or actually Chedi Pani Yare. Obi be commercial. Kwame say yet we identify and say we say or yeah Juma ha where you boss Kwame. Yes. We should not allow Obi a moto bia enya Juma no Kwame ni kwasi now ya allow my second person trato because omo me sad in the 2 people and we going to be parking motor ni siwo na nkoji sika na sa metra moto so you be arrested. So all the time joti a chen ne kodi sa nyambra sam no okodi awunu wi a no aba betra so bupu a no omko.
Yeah.
Let us think where common sense. Baby ayakeka kono is becoming too much. Now
too much.
Come is too much. Now the Bank of Ghana emblem omuni teko so netenase kwabo obi obe mobile money bia no. There should be a specific jacket or housing which can prevent people from shooting the person inside. Uni sadi ni bia table si ni kwasi alarm ai.
Jamaica make us a regulation you regulate you omo here.
Yeah.
And the obinya table ne umbrella no dia shut.
No dia. Yeah.
Yes.
It will can sika no cry yehwe.
Yehwe.
Inside there say etwa no ho ahia it be friend call for wapon and sika ba mo be rob no.
Yeah.
But you will container bia eye uniform obi a wo person ye mobile money bia come here banko. Eye banking.
Yeah.
Eye banking. It will be a wo ye mobile money bia no. Ya catch us okay. Your structures ni. This is a structure. I will bet you abobo. Sa structure ne kanta wanimu. Nipa no oba wanimu say.
Yeah.
Obesha obehu a bia u face nkwa na obehu. Obetimi aku abra onyeska.
Emfa no honso.
Ultimate me okra. Kwa bia betimi prevent this. We are country. There are a lot of security experts in this country. Why they can do it? They can come out with something that can prevent the move because you are not careful. This thing would discourage a lot of people from this banking. But aboy empa. E no money adumanye and no mobile money. Ebi dey sisi fie Kwame. Ebi dey establish a lot of businesses. We should not discourage them like that. Kwame yen hye saade no so.
Na ye kind of be twe madwensi so say almost started robbing banks. Almost a disc go car more corny ade. Bullion van. There was a directive.
Yes.
Some banks need to be. I don't know. Between my businesses was a basic in the banks in any so.
Wow.
Yes.
I said regulation on the
bullion no cars no mu use a more pon model FS Bank of Ghana no. What was that uncle for robber? Yes. The standard no I say bulletproof obi etutu oboma penetrating near the no. The banks have not been able to follow suit such directive a buy your one be asan akosi biem ni asan ba ni abesan
ya saba be the same thing na bullion band cry into your regulation na mobile money dey okwa na buy Kwame yen hye saado no Kwame dey to su biem ye owura Dominica yini Kwame
mi jona
me be di kaka obi a watie mi da bia no the last 4 years Makano several times not 4 years was na make say President Mahama and the NDC they fight corruption than Nana Akufo-Addo. They fought corruption than Nana Akufo-Addo. Because Kwame
Kessben
Semeshe Sputnik V issue by a kwanya Nana Addo dan Akufo-Addo e handle Sputnik V ama papa ne sa kwatra office no wan delete issue ni a lot of cases Nana Akufo-Addo could have push ama Ghana for whistle or corruption Kwame ye hunu bisa ya mame Sisle Abnadapa obi anko fa obi asika mame no ye persecute for nothing obi asini sika nyirai eye den ye invade ni fie but you see issue na ba and a mame actual resignation letter the letter that Nana Addo dan Akufo-Addo throw them mame no I wasn't enthused.
I see.
They make what I say. Good. Et me medikaka say Ushe NDC they have fought corruption done. Hey, now listen. President Mahama Emma Tio or defeat the resetting this country agenda. So not say no Babaya dia. And then you shouldn't dab the campaign as a resetting agenda. Kwame. Because the NDC has a reputation to protect.
Exactly.
Why is it that Mr. Sipayanki was dropped as a health minister? Because he was a financial director in 1996, our Ministry of Finance. And maybe a Johnson issue came. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm here say you're bribing $5 million. You're trying to account to UK. You're the neighbor minister. You're President Mills had the meeting. So no, we have reputation to protect because the NDC is a probity and accountability. And Una, yeah, founder. And then meaning your father say not party. So we have to drop you. Satana papa na ba onyanya 3 weeks. So sa susumni na ye hwehwe President Mahama be.
E de be adwuma.
And now President Mahama will continue that in 2013 because your own friend Oluwabu Gapele na no konakra wo hwam ye jeli no Appiah Kubi failed to do that to sack your friend say the health minister and people applauded you. You sacked Victoria Hammer for pronouncement keke abra woni aboni bia o what na no na ka keke say sebinya $1 million a make politics. And I was sacking Victoria Hammer. Kwame.
Yes.
President Mahama sacked Madame Zifactivo for say or involving himself the bus branding. Where is that President Mahama? Where is he? Kwame want to see that President Mahama, not this President Mahama no or promising a resetting no Kwame. Resetting this country, this mass discontinuation of state cases. I don't get it. Tio Dominic Aini, doctor, Waba Bontia Beka say, President Mahama, enim Adiane Kosu nim hoshe.
Yeah.
Understood. President Mahama nim hoshe. Or no de nepe with ethics in no man or the eyes adon. But Samemini President Mahama, right after press conference, Kamama Papa in the Dumato.
So what money?
And that is one. So nim hoshe wa mona mania near one. You understand? Dia tosu biem Kwame. Papa ne kasa mu no. Era na entasu mu memenya lawyer. Kwame nyo lawyer me hwade no newsroom. Me tra ho ma ni wie ni na. Kwame explanation no entasu mu ba kokra. I'm telling you say President Mills akobesake Dominic Ayini. Me na mkacho. Akufo-Addo wouldn't do it.
Kessben.
Before we didn't do it. Yes, Kwame. Yes, Kwame. Tio. By law, president can make still perform his functions.
Yeah.
After 7 December, yakotwaba. Whereas we were winning and as we were winning,
yeah,
he still has the mandate to perform his functions and
January.
Duties until 7 January and as a 6 January. Okay, fine. Then the president to say, after 7 January, no, my mass recruitment, nurses, teachers, security agencies, police, customs and immigration, my ministries, strategic places, my recruitment. But who say it doesn't make sense? Sir, Obiaya to Abadia, you are oko. Why recruit to Sanko for another attack? Bread this country for me. Just me can you come? A law on my penny or whole quite away. But but in actual sense, it does not make sense. Just me can you? A lot of people think that it doesn't make sense. So people are hitting to the core. Say it doesn't make sense for Omapenyu to make an appointment on the 6th of January. It doesn't make sense. Okay, good. So if ça really make sense, and a President Mahama nurse for ya from where you already, Wo pamu security agencies. Wo pamu recruitment ayaya. Eye day and an attorney general. No. Representing who? Or represented this country.
Yeah.
And you free some kofobi at the sika na say cases bia. Oma bo ma ne krono. Ya do ba court. You pronounce from some ye guilty or innocent. Then
now
the attorney general no ono no so atwam. Ne explanation ni bi ne say cases na watwam ebi wo hono ma no ye fa say lawyer to the
party to the case.
Party to the case. Because of that. That's the explanation.
But so uti any year was it or your party to the case? There are some of the cases the substantial evidence and the whole obey taking the seat as a minister, and so there are some of the memos okay from the AG's own department. There were advice say those cases must be discontinued because evidence ni why ebe prosecute here to the end. Ama conviction or open or musaka.
Kwame, or to me, what kind of functions of the Attorney General's office? Or to me say or discontinue the case. But doesn't make sense to me. Sanam pesamitre. They said or man penny work to me, so make you recruitment. Near say it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me. Say an Attorney General waba. One enkofo no a omo court no ono ma ya adwuma wa ya bi lawyer da na oba na wan kasa oba be ka kire yen say you had interest in that cases and in order say bia e be create problem no you have acquitted and discharged them and no sad and chia memo no o say prosecution division for na advising no some of them advised him about a true memo and on the body. Where is the memo? I don't know. Or damn Godfrey Dami Ebusan say, where is the memo? And the President Mahama should look for that memo. If Dominic Kayini failed to provide that memo, now Kwame, it should be dropped.
Kessben.
We cannot continue like this. I said, yeah, back and forth. Then what is the resetting agenda? Why is it that Moses Asaga was sacked by President Mills? Kwame. Moses Saga was a former deputy minister for finance. Obeye ranking member and shadow minister of finance. Parliament. Member of parliament. Kwame. He was nominated. Prepared to appear before the vetting committee as a water work and housing minister. But he went ahead to go and approve a $20 million as gratia for Kofone, President Kofone, na appointees executives. He signed it. And President Mills said, what betray a man in the party? No, we cannot trust you. And he was dropped. Case any case. And no one had to makoko to your mind now represent here.
Yeah.
You didn't have interest. Jamaican what I say. You did not help the president. Pay the old cast on my penny who here. And the next one carry and chair president. When briefing no and a while bench now on consent. When seeking consent. We see memo. Prosecution division MO memo. Advice. Where is the memo? Who provide the memo? Two Collins Dawdane opunumu cases. Some cases need be more. Now we are almost lawyer. My goodness. And no practice qualifying.
But again, no, Mrano and Sheni said, they want discontinue no obema explanations to it. Reasons into your discontinue here. But UTA lawyers.
I may not say that you should explain to us.
Yes, I'm saying the UTA lawyers now. UTA Mintala be an opay any di nkomoya. Or say the Attorney General has even done us a lot of good for us to know, say, these are some of the reasons in tier cases need be home discontinue. He could have decided so bekan and what to cry. Oh my own who the entire what discontinue cases. And he has the right to
he has the right.
Maybe answer.
Maybe start to be catch or say the Attorney General has the right.
Yeah.
And in the function. Who did the Attorney General's function? Now Kwame, he has the power to do that. But I'm saying that does not make sense to me. It gives room for speculations, suspicions. Minimum sort of the and Korana Diana example because me lawyer. And I feel I may call Lord to expose or expose my ignorance. I'm saying that does not make sense to me. You did not tell the president.
In real ordinary man's position.
Yes. So in order say Ghana no, and no more school no my long kwana ye friend say omo kwana Ghanaians. As I see a buff from na me maami bi ono no te konkori. Me na na bi o te you know what ade na se ade kontia papa na discontinuous ade because ono ka ho bi na yesu obi adiska. That's a fact. Kwame ne kwakwa no. Reverend Whistleblower be create problem ama NDC. Yes. Yeah, or ya create problem bia o man hwe ya. Obe create problem dia ama NDC. I'm telling you. Because you see NPP for IB.
Yeah.
Ama eduomu ko position. And say ya wa sofo ni bia Kwame no mu dima NPP for. Ya wa sofo ni bia o ma brew NPP ho. They have taken a lot of bullets for New Patriotic Party. And ya wa sofo ni bia day in a day out. They were can I say cry? Omo kanchi edited New Patriotic Party. Spiritual and physically. Omo ya agenda edited New Patriotic Party. Womo job puppet mu a omo ka asem editia party no. But you see omo ana omo di NPP for achi no a omo bo NPP for no. NPP for mo omo sesi form. They do not help them, including Reverend Whistleblower Power kase Akufo the promises say obesi na sore dan dia man.
Yes,
they make an watch say.
Yeah.
And na we see aman. So Kwame, one more NPP for disappointing woman. Woman who say at the quintia omo pimped and bitter and decided to sleep and say one more no more bashi NPP for omo use omo puppet at the agenda editia NPP no Nana Akufo the ban on san kofo ne nanam tieni yo
me too
one san kofo ne nanam say adentina yeye wo ho wo penkofo mo baba bompan ewo Jubilee House a no atwa yaja COVID bae wo penkofo baba bompan a enkofo e kasatiaw
Kessben
just omo ka brofo nti wo atwa yaja en wakofa omo a lot of stuff. Yebesi National Cathedral. Yeni eboa wono. Wetwa yeja ene wasa akwakofa nkofo a wo no basho no ene wakofa wo na ado ma ba beye eyi. That is why they slept. Kwame.
Nana.
Send this for anye careful with the Reverend Whistleblower. How are ye no normal na? We create a great confusion in the party. Okay? What has my bedu ko bi kai?
Oh yeah.
Abra Samija Fiko na sorry them. The man was in the red eyes. Ne ye me mobo me kra na ma reho. Ye ni na see a kabi man. Because he has taken a lot of bullets for the National Democratic Congress and including President Mahama. Me wa. Ne ka ye sizi ne court cases atem di dia hodo. But Glock bibi ba ye de ye kanaja. Ni a Reverend Whistleblower sorry them. Bedu Kobi say, Sami Jamfi, Muni NDC, I don't want glory, but I want the truth. I want the truth. Nana Akufo went to me and see Reverend Whistleblower sorry them. So today, Reverend Whistleblower when and see can was sina so there bia and Kofi Bete said to Mahama na esi amano e be create problem Kwame na catch. E be create problem.
Kessben.
And some now want to kano Kwame. Shada ko ya don bra wa bre. Asante region Kwame ti o Momo me take this thing for a joke. Say edumre bi nya yami mu a Joseph Yami. Ene Joseph Yami Zuba Broja Jamfim no they made NDC the NDC in Asante region today because at a point Kwame Asante region na untimi share NDC t-shirts.
Yes,
who can say NDC ni a obi an person no be transaction. It like I say obi an person be no. See you non NDC you disadvantage you deprive of development and other stuff. Ashanti region. It took Yamimu Joseph Yamimu and a man NDC here attractive. And bring for be Johnny NDC. What it tells you the region now Kwame Owono.
Yeah.
Now somebody like Reverend Adako Yadom, Cherio,
Kessben,
Timmy Jina in the midst of Ashanti region. Ede, Nasoro to line, integrity ni Bibia Kwame. The Asante 4 pe, anasa Asante Mape, anasa Asante region 4 pe, or go contrary to it. Ekasa John Mahama the Bemini, and yet this agenda for 2 good years. Oh, bypassing on the honor.
Kessben,
Edmo Usu Kwame Asembaba.
Okay.
Kwame Asembaba. Say Papa na say Council of State member. SSC Adeneka home.
Why?
Da kwa yadom. And what deserve so Kwame. And to some project sanko.
On my pay by appointment.
Yes, or by appointment.
Apart from
Regina ya to abaya you. Yes, Kwame. Eti
se mo de neka ho ense hwe.
Na Kwame omo ya to abaya you omo na galamsey for ya to abaya you omo no mo advice omo pe. Ono okobi echi.
Ense hwe.
Woni bi owo fie nyansa a obetimi advice o man panini wo kobi eye
o mo fa ne nka ho
ne yan hweye ne se ko ba fa ya Kwame Asembaba
o mo fa ne ni o su be mpa ne badu kobi nka ho
Kwame Mrs. Reverend Adako Yadom bra wa pray Kwame
Ode Kwame
Meze ana
Ode
Meze o mo fa Adako Yadom o su be mpa na bedukubi yan form nka ana nso wo ho Nigegezi nso wo ho
omo ni 90 mi nko
at the time but at least 4 way there
are some opportunities say ebinya biansa na bianya bi some people need recognition
microphone crime
papa ya obetra Reverend Lamte yebenze
yeah
ya no obetra
Abraham Lamte
ono ya Abraham Lamte
Kessben,
baako ye we Abraham Lamte na baako so another Lamte bi
there be Abraham Lamte na baha no
si Kwame ono wa you should the puppet the show galamsey ni na ne puppet Kwame watch the galamsey akufo ado aya won say Ghana
de wo kan ye full gospel papa no
papa Kwame
Kessben,
agenda what the puppet ayama NDC aba power no Kwame wo bypass sa papa we na kofa obi enansen ya no ba Kwame Asembaba
no say no can movement for change ho
Kwame
also ye
ba Kwame me kase agenda wa ye dia ma President Mahama an empire wabo will go to the extent say afere na ono ayi galamsey no wo area ni bi wa galamsey wo yi beach na sorry for mo hair kufu ado ase o man mo hwe na mo koto abantia wabre Kwame SSC abubo di no ye kai wo mo se sankofo na bre e dia make what ba se Kwame
Kessben,
na jegezi atamdidi adi no krom anya Mahamedra mebwa
omovia
Mahamantini yedi na jegezi atam sa eti Kwame obre na jegezi didi nwe ya ni kwaso obi adidi Archbishop ayi Ajinasare no Kwame bro beji wo manim ne Mahama nanam eba ni bukoto de bompa ya mano no Kwame omo ye sade ne several times aro omo akonya no de Mahama to transfer 3 times it is all over the place mebwa 2020 and a backfire etu onu no bra wa bra ni atamdidi a waje no wa me ye ni kwasa je oba mu just 1 week na adidi yanya ne saa mu koye NPP for de ni bia Kwame on be sorry de tiamo saa kofu no sorry tiamo very dangerous wo mu copy the President Rollins here no NDC has that penchant of doing that
all right
now you understand Reverend Abraham Lamte ononye President Rollins that didn't call Cuba
Kessben,
President Rollins that didn't call Cuba kosiade to oba no be support to NDC wuji na kuma mu no de ye
ense he
mi akasa mi Archbishop baby oye sorry very expensive on can say President Rollins alaji bia no oye lance one and omo locate Honda man at a point he didn't want to go but God told him say if you go there I will bring the city to you and then the city ni one walk mebwa baby na sorry ya Bishop Ajinasare NDC na de man omo no atena NDC mania adidie Reverend Kwanchi Agra steel factory and ya diama na agina sorry Ghana meat board ono kra wa kapense mrebi obo ba afofo na sebe mpra bia sa cow dank e wo ho ne ade enti eye clear wo ba depart na chienya adidie ena kufu ado antimi ambe boa asofo no a wo so abo ko no ko ebo pa adidie no ena o mayu o mama ne na ma justice ko dua from ko ka say asofo bia no mu dima ye nina no o mo te die because they were all better enti yem pese NDC enye careful no mama enkophobia ya di o matter for 8 good years ya stigmatize omo ya harass omo ya terrorize omo o ma bre Kwame ya ma sankofo no sweat enye kwa eseso omo didi gu omo furu so men enye wo ansa na ya kwa sankofo omo ba later day sentifo no
na o me abeda fast na bompa
mede kasem keke ya be Kwame ya bebuo ya bebuo Kwame
Ezi gampe de aduane so so oduma yen kasa
aduane so oduma yen kasa Kwame is okay
But I say, my kind messages nibi na yen call lines no. So this one says that good morning, Mr. Speaker. I'm Derek from Sunyane, but I'm in Accra now. Please, my question is that why is it that MTN SIM card is sold at 80 Ghana cedis and not at the office, but vendors along our roadsides are selling it at very exorbitant prices? Okay, we don't know about that, but we'll cross-check for you. We say, good morning, Speaker. Those motorbikes given to the policemen to know their, I want to know their purpose. They always think about how they are going to get weed boys to arrest rather than using the motorbikes for visibility and ensuring the safekeeping of our society. Thank you. I don't have any evidence to that effect. One more the motorbikes boys. The man is making a lot of sense, but I wish our leaders will listen to him. God bless you, Mr. Speaker, and your team. Thank you. One for with the anchor. We say good morning, Speaker. I'm listening to you live from in Sawam. Please tell Nana Frempong Ziga that we agree with him on many of the things he has said this morning. God bless yourself and the team. Thank you for a message. In the way, he said, good morning, Speaker. The mobile money operators must understand how they undergo their operations. It is better to keep quiet than to be talking loudly on phone sometimes. That is what put them to risk by the armed robbers. I'm Kofi Crew. Thank you, Kofi. This one says that, good morning, Speaker. We are dealing with a serious issue here, but the NDC is just playing games with it. In fact, what Nana Frempong Ziga has said is indeed the way to go. Thank you for a message out there about Anopay. We say, good morning, Speaker. I'm Williams from a year in Tontokrum. Keep the good work up. We are watching and listening. Thank you for a message. Pacho, my young call lines no so na yemfa o course no na fe wadwen cheni nyina no Emra 0550 0550922929 0552911929 0550922929 0552911929 na yemfa o course no. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Open you did the sell kasa free, eh?
Your friend me Ejawatin. Me kasa free kwada so.
Ejawatin ko wasem so da mentio.
Speaker nyame sra pa. So say ye wadwuma no ye ne sa jiran finfini. O profession no me no. Anya political party binti na obaye. Amafo ani de ye wo ye no pa. Na NDC for me busa wo na 24 hours omo kan wa so me fa bia no pa fa bia nyimere no. Ade na abaya fa adwumayefo bia omo yi omo di. Menti ase etumun kantre omo ani mama se ye frɛ no enkora no so mo ye Ghana for nti won we no fa wo mo ɛna ade ye nua be ma na ka so na asem na omo kan ana politics ni aye politics ni se enkofo bi omo wo bi no omo be ma na so omo asa aba bidi owu tu bempa die no Prophet Kubi die no hia Ebeneza die no hia kofo kufo mo omo bre se kasa ankofo no kwa timi di omo sika ni bebuwa wo mo yen sam pick appointment fam wo mo ezo mo do omo fie ni de ye na na ekọ ho no eno de me na nya age nti mampani nhwe kofo a efata a omo ni bi no na onhwe emmasika nya be emro omo nsem eno na bebo apa nya mi nsra so jo 0550922929
055-2911-929. And no any numbers are they FAO course, 0550-922-929, 055-2911-929. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Open your page on so kakra mami. We didn't baby akasa free.
Okay. You did the Kobe make a certificate, sir.
Kobe, mami nti on free cash, right?
Okay. Na me I move forward because I move nanga being serious because you nanga at times the okay transaction put some security and the air tight. We two more for cry then in das ras no here. Now me to call assign our side. We go by 1 week. Now me notice be na one shop be or here mumo at the same or phone phones. Upon no one sell phones every shop no they go buy no idea what they call. But most many banks na eh guma. Into we be a friend safe. We do only my guma secure. If you want to approach it no. I dare move you may not buy my home baby, but there we and yet. Not looking for your pain for. All couldn't say not by me and a matter. Introduce a trend the same as the same at the net 20. On can the boss now where the moon pity. Not living there in the boss no man say, or the man friend may experience.
Come it, Bonnie tell one, I for France away tree. So unfortunate. Kobe a free so 0550-922-929 055-2911-929 and no a numbers no. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir. Open you didn't baby akasa free.
Pacho, Highness Nature Poli.
Okay, Highness, Maminti on free Chopoli.
Mr. Speaker. NPP for Mr. Milpas, I had 2 for a 1 tea. Libya, mi culture wom say omunya akonwa ba TV so announce radio so bekasa de ehia so mu ya de beauty one party ni say omu paga na fo achewa say omu ma omu chance 1 minute so mu fankasa sa 1 minute 1 ani nyina mu paga na fo achewa sa say omu ma yo man no ye be say o man no ye be dream ya ma ye be didi mu hu ye be say didia. That is the only way they can build their corrupt party. Omunjai propaganda ni lies no mo yeno anope mi hu eyi bi amusi president track out and then omunjai president Bahamas and that one can't help them build their party. Remind them for me that we see them be amunko so propaganda for acho no munjai propaganda se se Ghana for ni achiu se se yo bi kasa na yeti anaso bibi bia wa ya na ye ni ati and politics one party no a good party na good NPP to me ma be mu you tell them to always please to Ghana for propaganda.
Meda say Highness a whole front to us 0550-922-929 055-2911-929 and no any numbers are ye de F of course no ma yenje wadwen cheno
Kessben
Kaka mi abuso kwasi ananzio
Kessben
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Open you. We didn't baby akasa free. But you're frozen. Last time I'm in free Kaneshi. Why?
Pacho, the NDP Nipa, and let's say NDP from the South Press Conference. Omunchaswa, the Indian Party no. The Indian Party was a press conference and what? Omo only would say the Indian Party no press. It is nearly and sorry about the country. And NDC by between you go Omuya. To any woman create class. Then she party no. Then she party name party to see the years yaw. When ye person I'm why that's ready to be no more traffic. Country won't you get look so in an it is all fine. Naja never be uncle so now.
Mention that 0550-922-929 055-2911-929 and no any me numbers no of course in the bar na yajiwa jen channel. Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Open you did this all kasa free here.
Me did it kojo. Me na
kojo kasa free here.
Kasa free Kumasi.
Okay, mami nti free Kumasi.
Kessben.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Juma Pamoye. Minia Ziga, no, Kabi say, Yamato Pony, Peche, na, or say, Omono, or Mabo Party. Sometimes you say, Kabi, or mine, a Japanese, whom you are saying, a demand back for. They be our banner assassin, their mom, no, Muya, a solid Omzunya, and Pasua, Oman, a show no, I done a good business so bad. It is how no mean. Nina, your mind, but see a champion, you'll be a suffer by Yado, do a cocoa bean. You can bend one. So, and so many be a Micasinia, man appoint Nonia, because I saw money business to our mobile. It's me as well.
Made us your front to us 0550-922-929 0552911929. Now, Mamin Kind Way say good morning, Speaker. I'm Richard from Ablekuma. This motorbike issues, the robbery cases are just on the rise. Ghana should rise and the police must rise. Ablekuma Farmer, the police officers who are there must be watchful about how the motor riders uses their motorbikes. Thank you for messaging. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Opinion. What did the soccer suffer here?
Please, I'm called from Ada. Can I be allowed to speak?
Yes, you are allowed to speak. Carry on.
Okay. I'm speaking. I'm calling from Ada Aprawanya.
That's fine. Let me hear you.
Thank you. Please, I agree with what your resource setting is telling you there. Because how you were talking, I agree perfectly with you. You see, we NDC, I'm a member of NDC, I'm a branch executive member. And you see, they like doing this thing. They don't reward the person who work hard for. They know. They don't work. You see, this man, Watiado, the man suffer for us a lot. Joseph Yamin suffer for us. You see, we have our branches here. Since our party get to power, if they are going to meet, they will not call anybody. Two people will go and meet and discuss whatever they know. Yet, those people, they didn't do anything to the party. We, the people, we are fighting for the party. They don't see it they don't look at us at all. I agree with you and thank this one. Our party hierarchy. To listen to Kessben. Do the right thing. To those who labor for this party. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Bye.
I'm grateful for your time. 0550-922-929 0552911929. My main foul calls no na. Hello, good morning. Everyone to be on your so 0550-922-929 0550-922-929 0552911929. And no any your numbers no ma yenye wadwen no na yenko. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Open you did the soccer free.
From someone, Shaman.
Sammy Maminti on Fresh Shaman.
Yes, manage analysis na Ziga. I follow the we follow no so after news. The pen analysis and I like the way people handle the work you are doing. I really appreciate your effort. I just want to encourage you. Say more
so Sammy, we are grateful as well. 0550-922-929 0552911929. And no air numbers. No, we're picking your calls. Nah, yeah, call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello. So unfortunate. 0550-922-929 0552911929. And no any numbers are you so. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
But you Kwame
Amanko, I'm in free Kumasi.
And the prime chairman Yamen son come on. And we give my palm more. Opening Ghana no. Ya funny maybe tra shedi asofofo ye. I say asofofo the campaign ye ewura politician It is saying I'm some quality any day. Yamisum no any day. Weba was saying and a kufodo a sell mano. He and Manton go to about kufodo yagaram say and I garam say Robajare. Open over garam say.
Make you
Open Tie or Maui on. This are soldier force have a Joe Maui and son of Ghana for a steady. So soldier former Joe Maui party a matter Ghana and some combat him because the money put over here Jimmy, yes, I have brought for
Jimmy the NSA, my man used to say
offer. What are they have a chasai? Why? Aha. Because of say, or man, seriously, independence, and him for the edition, and not piece of war. What when I come to say, 6 months, and you say, 28 years. Ghana, that's what you say. I saw for now, a banity, and a kufoda, I say, my sister said, nothing to allowance you become Omuncum. Teacher tell allowance you become Omuncum. And parents of my culture and so and I have a tear school, Adam William, Ghana from Papa, opening the Banos, Yamin, come on.
What I mentioned 0550922929 0552911929 0550922929 0552911929. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Open you didn't baby Akasefi.
We don't have Kasefi mania.
But you did the same.
Kojo Boating.
Kojo Mamincho free mania.
We did. Kessben. I think we saw down for me. I say, you know.
Mini ade.
Okata Jeffrey.
Okata Jeffrey fa.
Station or me, who is this station or me?
When Chamu Bettinenka. Why?
Mate. It's the owner, only if it's Jeffrey.
Don't worry, our Hawaiian Chamu. Why? Bettinenka. All right, thank you. 0550922929 0552911929.
Mitro Kakamio. Kessben.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I took Canada's AK Chantel.
I took us a free him.
Oh, I'm Pastor Casafi Poquas.
Mammy Tim Free Poquas, a coas.
When you never put the Casafi, now, or Casa or mine, a baby, and can see a master every day. So, and then I'm not a Cassia, Yankee, say master for the dear. And so, for the dear son, I'll fit in Yankee, when Yakunya, say a pretty station. The community about the parent, Puna, so the poor Babaka and Relocation because I'm not Mr. Pomodio. And I'm the discipline. And the young man, Penny John, man, Mamma, Oba, or my God, also have to cut a for Yassi. Or where you my little man is my. Am I not a minister? I have for me, I'm gonna put my body to say, I'm pump. Or Mum Penny, a bank of with my boy, or man, or my mechanic, it's my boyfriend. And Copodom sit that. If it be answered, also I don't say. I think there's someone with me appointment at the Copang of Ghana, Dr. Esiama. And before we double that, I take an appointment. Oh, the moment, and I'm someone that's one woman to know that we are moving from the Aquano. The book is a moment from the Aquano, Ghana, where they can have to make a son. So, no, but some stand and get up to the Omo, dear one. Then you because the person, when you start in the person, some of my best less than best. Now, what I say, you're going to say, you're outside. The young children, the young someone, but don't know at the one that come in.
Very well. Last caller, that means.
Speaker.
Yes, madam.
Where's the madam?
So, Mammy, what to say?
Yeah, speaker.
I mean,
me now, classic, me mirror.
Edian is
my warning. I said, Minya, no, I have formed one to don't mean I Ghana for ne being free to go and Benin, Bagana. Lay a moment, you are no more, ye never in Sabaya. Almost Mujumanto. Now, Cabana so very 24-hour economy, then Cabaya could be a first bad and no provocas or buy an idea. Mr. Mid be count. Let me run it 24 economy. Let's also want to me running tea. Or you will be there for question fee. No, do be for fresh. Into a man and also by the Boon, who be Boon saying, na akoyi ama ọman na metu Ghana for yìí na yẹ hu bio ọman no mu nua no na mo yere no mu kunu na eso mo metene fi no nti abese Ghana tin for mo for man to no mu ntimi nkasa na yìí na yẹ Ghana for bi fritogu amba na yẹ yẹ mbi before yẹ nchichire nyama yi yẹ hihye nyama yi na 2020 ya menka ya ho ne nkun bi na ntinye ọman Ghana nyina dia oni ya menye adwuma
la mo ba me nya menka
sinafo wa yukuni chechire ne ma biana ni kosoni ja Obrechi ni kukodu fo eja wo mu enkuni maba aguna na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa French wo bie na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so awira cheche wo kwani ne bani na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bie eja wo mu anami di asem asa chiri na no mpa no asem eja wo mu asono bia ba woduma nkoma ba de ehye yense yeni za waso eni je ni agrewo afe wunua bi wi ase asonimu eba sa wa yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asam yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwe mu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bi ankemfa ho menso metene be bi anka me pema yeden nenso wodoma nkoma bo ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu ande yirasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wakwana ni kosi nafo wa yukuni chechire ne ma biana ni kosoni ja obrechi ni kukodu fo eja wo mu enkuni maba aguna na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa French wo bie wabuajo asana na ho febia wani bonu so awira tete wokwane ne bani na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bi eja wo mu anamidi asem asa chiri na no mpa no asem eja wo mu asoma biaba woduma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni nsa woso eni je ni agrawom afe wonu abi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu na irasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni kosi na fuo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma bia na ni koso ni ja obretu ni kupodu fo eja wo mo enku ni maba agurana na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mo bie na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia wani bono so awira tete wokwa ne bani na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bie eja wo mo anamidi asem asa chiri na no mpa no asem eja wo mo asoma diaba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni nsa woso eni je ni agrawom afe wonu abi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma oba ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu na irasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni kosi na fuo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma bia na ni koso ni ja obretu ni kupodu fo eja wo mo enku ni maba agurana na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mo bie na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia wani bono so awira tete wokwa ne bani na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bie eja wo mo anamidi asem asa chiri na no mpa no asem eja wo mo asoma diaba wodoma nkoma oba ade ehye yense yeni nsa woso eni je ni agrawom afe wonu abi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho menso metene be bia nka me pema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma oba ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko ensu na irasio obi a woni dwuma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni kosi na fuo wa yuku ni chechere ne ma bia na ni koso ni ja obretu ni kupodu fo eja wo mo enku ni maba agurana na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa french mo bie na no awobo ajo asana na ho febia wani bono so awira tete wokwa ne bani na sene ne ba ejo no bi no anta bie eja wo mo anamidi asem